Hello, in this video tutorial, I want to help you how to factor the sum or the difference of two cubes. In order to do this, we will make use of these two formulas, which basically say that if you have the sum of two cubes, we can factor it into the product of a plus b and a squared minus ab plus b squared. If we have the difference of two cubes, we can factor that into the product of a minus b and a squared plus ab plus b squared. So let me go ahead and illustrate how to apply these formulas beginning with example number 1, x cubed minus 8. In order to execute this, we need to be able to identify perfect cubes. Now, it's usually not straightforward to realize a perfect cube, and that typically comes with a lot of practice. So don't feel too bummed out if you can't recognize them right away. But in this example, the 8 is a perfect cube because there exists an integer such that when you multiply it by itself 3 times, it's going to give you 8, and that integer is going to be 2. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this expression as x cubed minus 2 cubed, or 2 to the third power. We now have a difference of 2 cubes, and I can apply this special factorization. Bringing out this outline, I'm going to let x take on the value of a, and I'm going to let 2 take on the value of b. So let's begin applying this formula. So x cubed minus 2 cubed is going to factor out into x minus 2 multiplied by x to the second power plus 2 times x, or x times 2, it's the same thing. And we're going to add b to the second power, so here 2 to the second power. We can simplify this into x minus 2 times x squared plus 2x, and then the 2 to the second power, that's going to be 4. And that is the final factorization for x cubed minus 8. Let's continue to practice with example 2. Here I have x cubed plus 64. The 64, I can rewrite this as 4 raised to the third power, since 4 times 4 times 4 gives the 64. Rewriting this, I now have the sum of two cubes form. And I can apply this special factorization, the sum of two cubes. I'm going to let x take on the value of a, and I'm going to let 4 take on the value of b. Following the outline, we get x cubed plus 4 cubed, and I will replace all of my a values by an x. I'm going to replace all of my b values by a 4. Doing so, I get x plus 4 multiplied by x squared minus 4x, or x times 4, it's the same thing. And then here we add b squared, which is going to be 4 raised to the second power. We can simplify this further as x plus 4 multiplied by x squared minus 4x, and then the 4 to the second power is going to simplify to 16, and that would be the final factorization. Let's do one more example, example 3. Here we have 125x cubed minus 8. What's interesting about this problem is that we actually can rewrite the 125 and the 8 as perfect cubes, because 5 times 5 times 5 is going to be 125, and then 2 times 2 times 2 is going to give me the 8. Let's go ahead and rewrite this as 5 raised to the third power multiplied by x raised to the third power, and we're going to subtract 2 raised to the third power. We don't quite have the difference of two cubes just yet, but by applying rules of exponents, we can use algebra and rewrite this left-hand side as 5x raised to the third power. And now we have the difference of cubes form. So let's go ahead and bring out the outline and begin to apply the factoring process. And here is my outline. So now I am going to let 5x take on the value for a, and I'm going to let 2 take on the value of b. Applying the factorization, we get 5x minus 2 multiplied by 5x squared plus 2 times 5x, which is the same thing as 5x times 2. So here, 2 times 5x, and then we're going to add 2 to the second power. Let's simplify this, and we get a 5x minus 2 multiplied by, here, due to the rules of exponents, the power is going to distribute to both the 5 and the x. So 5 raised to the second power is 25. And then x raised to the second power, that's just x squared. We're going to add 2 times 5x, that's 10x. And lastly, the 2 to the second power is going to be 4. And that would be the factorization of 125x cubed minus 8. Now, before I end this tutorial, I want to leave you with some tips to help you remember the formulas. The sum and difference of cubes, the formulas look almost identical, and here's my suggestion to help you remember them. Just memorize this outline. As long as you have the outline, then you can use the word SOAP, which stands for same, opposite, always positive, and that's going to help you determine whether to put a minus or a plus in between these terms. For example, let's say that I'm trying to get the difference of two cubes, a cubed minus b cubed. The first sign here is going to be the same, so we're going to put a minus, and then we're going to put the opposite, which would be plus, and the final symbol here has to always be positive. If instead we were trying to get the sum of two cubes, we would fill the outline with the same sign first. So here we have a plus, we're going to fill it up with a plus. Then we use the opposite sign, and the last one is always positive. So those are just some tips to help you remember the formulas, because I'm aware that sometimes during tests you don't have access to your notes. I now encourage you to try these practice problems. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like. Also make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification to be notified when I drop new content. Solutions will be coming to you in 3, 2, 1. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.